Hello children, let's learn today the measurement of capacity. So, as you see here, there are three bottles. Okay, now let me tell you the definition of capacity. The volume or space inside a container is known as capacity. As the definition says, the volume or space inside a container is called as capacity. Now, this is a water bottle. The volume or the space inside this bottle is called as its capacity. Now how we will understand what is the capacity of this bottle, what is the capacity of this ring bottle, what is the capacity of this small bottle. So when we cannot measure the capacity, we use some of the containers to measure. Like measuring cylinder we use pipettes, we use burettes, we use measuring flask. Okay, so these are some of the containers we use to measure. Now let us see what is the capacity of this bottle, this and this. So now the capacity of this bottle is 2 liter. As you know, we use the SI unit to measure the volume, that is liter. Then we see here they have written the capacity of this bottle is 2 liter. So 2 liter is the capacity of this bottle, and that much liquid it can hold. Then what can be the capacity of this ring bottle? So the capacity of this bottle is 500 milliliter. And what can be the capacity of this small bottle? Okay, so let us say 250 milliliter. So now let us go to the blackboard and write the definition of capacity. The definition of capacity, let us write, children. The volume or space inside a container is called capacity. So you understood now, children, what the volume, we can say it's volume or space inside this container is called the capacity of this water bottle. So what is capacity of this water bottle? 2 liter. Okay. Next, let us proceed. As I told you previously, in the previous video, I am going to show how to measure the volume of irregular solid. So you have here now, that is the measuring of irregular solid. Measuring volume of irregular solid. So I am going to show you with experiment. With a small experiment, I am going to show how to measure the volume of the irregular solid. Let's proceed. Children, this is a piece of gravel, and we can call it as an irregular solid. Irregular solids are those which do not have definite geometrical dimension. As you see this stone doesn't have any geometrical dimension. So we cannot measure the volume of this stone directly, okay, by any physical apparatus. So for this purpose, what we do? We use the measuring cylinder to find the volume of this irregular solid. The volume of irregular solids can be measured with the help of measuring cylinder, as I said you. So everything in this world, everything occupies space. We know that everything occupies space. So when a solid object is dipped into liquid, when this irregular solid is dipped into the liquid, you can see the level of the liquid rises. Okay, now maybe the 20 milliliter was the original volume. So when this solid goes into the liquid, you can see the volume of this liquid rises. So what do you understand through this? That we will see by conducting the experiment. I have taken the irregular stone. So before, let me tell you, this is a measuring cylinder where the readings are written from 5 milliliter to 50 milliliter. You can see, yes, I think so, you can see 5 milliliter to 50 milliliter. The readings are written on this measuring cylinder, and I have taken the water, okay, and both these measuring cylinders have the same quantity. Okay, I'll place it here. Both the measuring cylinders have the same quantity of water, that is 20 milliliter and 20 milliliter. Now just observe what I am going to do. Okay, observe carefully. So now this irregular solid, I am going to immerse this solid in this measuring cylinder. Okay. I have already immersed it. So what difference can you observe? As beginning I had taken 20 milliliter as its volume, you saw now the level of the water has risen. So the water has risen. So the initial volume and what is its final volume? The water got displaced above. Yes or no? When irregular object was immersed, so you can see the level of the water has risen. So this says us that even the irregular solid has some space. And now let us calculate. Let us move towards the blackboard and see how to calculate the volume of the irregular solid. Children, let's calculate now. So first let us write the initial volume of liquid. Okay. How much was the initial volume of liquid? So I have the measuring cylinder in my hand, and you can see here 20 milliliter is the volume, initial volume of the liquid. So I am going to write 20 milliliter. Okay, just capital A. So 20 milliliter. Next, we need to write volume of liquid when the solid is completely immersed. Okay. So it is 25 milliliter. 25 milliliter. Next, therefore, volume of the displaced liquid means how much amount of liquid displaced above. Okay, that is rises, displayed above, that is displaced liquid equals to, you should minus the final volume with the initial volume, that is 25 milliliter minus 20 milliliter. So how much you will get, children? 5 milliliter is the volume of that solid what we have immersed in the measuring cylinder. This is the way how you calculate to find the volume of any irregular solid. Now let's learn what is density. Okay, what is density? Density is defined, or a density of a substance is defined as the mass of the substance per unit volume. How it is defined? Mass of the substance per unit volume. So what is the meaning of density? Okay. Now, to make you the definition easier and to tell you clearly what is density, I am going to show you there are two plastic glasses in my hand. Okay. Now, I am going to put a stone in this liquid water. What did you see? The stone is sinking in the water. Okay. Now, you can observe taken plastic glass with water and I have paper boat which is made up of paper. I am going to dip this boat. What you can observe? The boat is floating on the water. Now, when we compare these two, what can you say? The density of the stone is more. So, you can see it sinks. Okay. And the density of the paper boat is less. So, it is floating. So, some physical property of matter are different. Okay. It depends on the heaviness or lightness of the object. Whether the object has greater or less density, it depends how much the molecules are densely packed in the volume of the object. As we saw, the density of the stone is more compared to the paper boat. So let us know that the matter has mass and it occupies space. As we know, the matter, what are matter? Solid, liquid and gases. Okay, these are the states of matter. So what it does, it has mass. Okay, and it occupies some space. Okay, in this earth. So mass of the substance is amount of matter present. Mass means the weight of the substance. Okay, how much it weighs. So mass of the substance is the amount of matter present in it and the space occupied by the matter. Is this called its volume? And the space what it occupies it is called its volume. Now there are two types of comparisons. So first one is equal volume of different substances have different masses. Okay, equal volume of different substances have different masses. So what this means? See, children, there is a wooden box. Okay, and I have taken a iron box. Okay, this is an iron box. Now, the volume is same. The mass is different. How can you say that equal volume of different substances have different masses? Equal volume in the sense, when you see it, the volume is equal. But when you weigh it, you can see when you compare these two, iron is more denser than wood. Yes, it is very heavy than wood. I mean to say it's very heavy than wood. So, I have here a plastic ball and a wooden ball. Now, which is heavy? Which is more dense? You will say me it is a wooden ball. When I compare this wooden ball with this plastic ball, the volume is same but the mass is different. So I think you got the first one, equal volume of different substance and different masses. Now you can see there are two pens. Okay, these are the beam balance. Now I am going to tell you to compare the volume of substances having equal masses. So comparing volume having equal masses. So what does it mean? So in this beam balance, I am going to put here a 1 kg stone which is made of iron, and I have taken sugar, 1 kg sugar. So this is 1 kg sugar. So what did you see? The volume is different but the mass is same. 1 kg stone, 1 kg sugar. But the sugar has occupied the complete portion on this pan, and kg stone has occupied only a small portion of this pan. So with this you will understand the volume may not be same. The volume are different but the mass is same. So comparing, when we compare, what you find here, volume is same but volume is different and the mass is same. And when you see this, what you understand, the equal volume have different masses. So this you will understand through the density. Let me write the formula of density. As you know, mass of the substance per unit volume is density. Now D equals to M by V. So what D stands here for density, capital M for mass and V for volume. So this is the formula of writing the density. So how we write the unit here? Unit of density is kg. Mass how you measure? Children, kg per. How you write the volume? Yes, meter cube, cubic meter. So how to write? Kg per cubic meter. So this is the way we write the unit of density.